Yes, he can put out fires, but what can extinguish the fire in his heart?
Hey, what's up, my peoples? EmGo here, the freaking geek himself, and today we will be reviewing the Takara Transformers MP-33 masterpiece, Inferno. So here we are, and there he is. And first and foremost, as always, we'll take a quick look at the packaging. It's your typical masterpiece packaging with Inferno in his alt mode, in his robot mode. On the side of the box, we have Inferno squirting some saving juice. On the other side of the box, we have the fire truck mode. On the top of the box, Masterpiece Inferno. On the bottom of the box, a bunch of stuff and things that I can't read. On the back of the box, you have your obligatory product shots. It does this, that, the other, and more stuff that I can't read. And that's basically it for the packaging. Also included is the collector's card with a nice piece of artwork there of Inferno. And on the back, you have more stuff that I can't read, and text specs if that interests you. Hooray for cards. So moving right along, here we have Inferno, and he is a big red fire truck. Are you surprised? I'm surprised. My mind is blown. But yeah, very, very nice figure. So let's get in close here so we can see the details. Nice chromed front grille right there and bumper. Very nice. Autobot symbol right there. You do have some transparent plastic right here for these lights, as well as some transparent plastic right up top. And you also have the sirens molded up top as well. Got the doors molded in. The windshields do have a nice, like, they're frosted, which is nice. I think that actually looks, that looks pretty good to me anyway. I kind of like the frosted windows. I don't know. I've never seen that before on one of these figures, but it's actually looks pretty good. And going down the side here, you've got the red rims there with a little bit of silver in the center. And going down the side of the truck, you got hoses right here. You have these support struts. Not a whole lot of molded detail. They're definitely trying to keep this very cartoony. The back doesn't have anything. You got the ladder right up top. The underside, you can pretty much see this is all his legs right there. And there you go. He rolls as rolling things should. Hooray for rolling. The ladder can move up and down on a ratchet. This is as far as it extends. You can compress it all the way, but that's really for transformation more than anything else. And there you go. So you have that. And again, you have these little support struts here, and you can pull these out and then extend this bit down like that. And you can do that on either side. You want to make sure you hold on to this panel while you're pulling these out, because sometimes it'll undo that panel. Then just pull that down. And now he has little support struts there. So that's pretty cool. So you can do that. Right there. And there you go. So for comparison, here he is with Masterpiece Side Swipe. So you can see how he scales there with the Swipester. Here he is with Masterpiece Ironhide. So you can see how he scales there. Here he is with MP-10, Masterpiece Prime. So you can see how they scale together. Here he is with Make Toys, not Masterpiece, not Inferno. They're Hellfire. And they actually are the exact same length and the same height, pretty much. So yeah, they pretty much nailed the scale there. So there you go. Obviously, this one has a lot more molded detail to it. This one they're trying to keep a bit more on the cartoony side. So there you go. And here he is with G1 Inferno, because it's precious. Inferno precious. So there you go. You do get a little sticker sheet here with some fire department stickers and some more Autobot symbols. If you want to decorate your fire truck, you have those at your disposal, which is pretty cool. You do get some alternate parts for the fire truck mode. You get an alternate grill right here. So if you don't like the chromed grill, if you want it a bit more cartoony, now you have this front section right here, which is just a lot simpler in its detailing and not chromed. And you just untab this little front section here, which is on very tightly. You do have to kind of work it out there. And then this just tabs in. And there you go. So you can have that look going on if you wish. Hey, options are good. I like options, so there you go. But me personally, I do like the chromed grill. So I'm going to leave the chrome grill on, because that's just my preference. But as always, your toy displayed however you wish. But that's cool, you get that optional piece right there. And let's see what else is there. Well, you do have a little water cannon here in the ladder. You just flip up this little panel right here, and then you flip out the gun. And you can have this one of two ways. You can just have this sitting over top the ladder like that, or you can take it and feed it through the opening in the front like that. And have that going on if you want. Totally up to you. As always, display it however you wish. So you have options for how you want to display that. And for the water cannon, you get an effects part. The best thing ever, what makes this figure totally worthwhile and worth every single cent. You get the effect part of saving juice. That's right. I have saving juice! Anyway. If you remember my Hellfire review, you know where saving juice started, but yeah, you have an effect part here of saving juice. It's just some transparent plastic right there. So it's a little spray effect, and you can attach that to the nozzle there, and you can now spray saving juice. Hooray! That's awesome. So there you go, you have your saving juice right there. So let's just get this back in here. One thing is, if you do feed it through the ladder like this, it can be a bit of a pain to get it back out. There you go. Sometimes this will kind of unclip itself too, so you want to be careful with that. Just bring that back. Close that back up. And there you go. Now we do have a bunch of other accessories, but they're really meant for robot mode. You do get his gun right here, which is just cast in a dark gray plastic. Not a lot of detailing to it. Very simple, very cartoony. So you have that. You can store this in the vehicle mode. There is a slot right there, the center slot right here. And you're going to use this section of the gun and just tab that in right there. Boop. And that stores right there. You can store his weapon on the vehicle mode if you wish, or if you want to, you can open up this flap right here. Just bring that up like that, and there is a slot right there. And you can peg the gun in right there if you want. And have that going on. That looks ridiculous, but hey, it's a thing you can do if you want to. So. But I prefer to store it right there. I just think that just works a lot better. So there you go. Close that back up. So yeah, I believe that's pretty much it for the vehicle mode. So let's just get down to transformation, shall we? So let's just remove the gun, and we'll put that off to the side, and we'll get started. Now, one thing to note here is this little section right here in the back. This little hydraulic section right here is on, I don't even know if you'll be able to see it. It's on two separate tracks. Basically, you have a track that allows the section to move. You won't be able to see it too well, but I'll try. It's on a track that allows it to move up and down for truck mode, and it's on a track that makes it move backwards like that for when you are transforming him into robot mode. It really doesn't make a big difference. It doesn't affect anything all that greatly, because once you're transforming him, if my tongue would work, once you're transforming him into robot mode, that will push itself back anyway. But just to note, you have two tracks there for that little section. So anyway, so you just want to compress the ladder all the way in like that. Bring it up all the way, and you're going to fold it right here at this hinge. So just fold that up, and then you're just going to take all this and tuck this in like that. And you can see this little panel right here will get pushed out, and you bring that back, and all that just gets compressed right in there. So once you've done that, we're going to move up to the front here. You want to take these front wheels, and you want to bring them back like that. You can see just in a little groove right there. So just bring that back and then bring it up like that. Bring that back, bring that up. And this panel right here, you're going to push in. There's a little tab right behind this. So you want to kind of raise this up a bit and then push this panel in right there. So again, just raise that up a little bit, push that panel in, and there you go. And once you've done that, you just come back here and you untab these sections right here, which will free up the hands, thus freeing up the arms. So we just take all this and bring that up like that. So once you've done that, you just want to split the legs and raise this section up. And you can see here, like these are tabs right here that just tab into these slots right here on the sides. So just bring that up. And once you've done that, you want to take the legs and just bring them down like that. Bring them down like that. Let me raise the camera a bit so I have some room to operate. There we go. So now you have everything like that. Once you've done that, you want to take these panels right here and swing it to the back. Swing it to the back. Bring the legs out a click. And now you want to bring forward this section right here. Take the foot, bring it up, take this panel, flip that in, take this panel, flip that in, and then you're going to take this panel right here. It's on a double hinge. Just going to bring it out, bring it down, bring it back in. There you go. Then you can just take this and push that back in right there. And the last thing you want to do is you just want to push this section out right there. And you got a leg all done. So second verse, much like the first. So just open it up, bring the foot up, close that up, close that up. Take this, bring that out, bring that down, push that back in, and just push that little thigh there, little thigh piece there. And there you go. So now we move on to the upper body. So you just want to take these panels right here, bring them out, and I always forget to do this. You want to take this panel, fold this up like that, and then you want to take this whole assembly here and bring that up, and then you bring out his little head wings, and you just fold them out, bring all of this up, fold that out, and you just bring that little nozzle back down, and then rotate the head around. There you go. Now for the arms, you want to take this whole assembly here, and you want to rotate it 180, like that. You want to untab the shoulder. It's tabbed in right there, so just untab that, just bring it out, and you're going to rotate this assembly right here. Right there. There's a stopping point for it, so just rotate it until it stops. And then you want to make sure you bring the shoulder down at this hinge right here, like that. And then you're just going to take this and bring all of this up in there, like that. And just bring the arm rest of the way down, and you got an arm all done. Second verse, same as the first. Rotate all that around, untab the shoulder, make sure you bring the shoulder down, rotate all of this, bring that up, and boom. Bring that arm down, and there you go. And now you want to bring up this whole section here on this hinge right there. So just bring all this up right there, like that. And now you want to take this whole assembly here, just bring that down, and you want to take all this and you're just going to feed this right into his back. Like that. And then take this, bring that up, and that closes up that gap. That's very cool. Very, very cool bit of engineering there. And you have a little tab right there that's just going to go into this little notch right there to secure his head. It's not a dead solid connection, but it's just a place for it to go. Make sure you have everything pushed in. There you go. So there you have that. So let me bring the arms up here so you can see what's going on here. And you want to take the wheels, you want to bring them back, and you'll see this tab right here will go into, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there is a slot right there, right where my fingernail is. I don't know if you can see it, but it's there. Trust me, it's there. So just bring that back and just tab that in to the side like that. Bring that up, tab them to the side, right there. And then the last bit of transformation. If you haven't done it by accident, which I usually do, you just take these sections right here and boop, there you go. Major piece of transformation there. Boop, there you go. Doesn't really affect too much, but I know I will get 1,000 comments about it if I forget to do it. So better to be safe than annoyed. I love you guys. I really do. I really do. And I think we're done. Are we done? Yes, we're done. Woo! We're done. And there you have Masterpiece Inferno in his robot mode. And very, very cartoony. Very animation model accurate. And that may not vibe with everybody because, you know, he doesn't have a lot of molded detail. You can see just a lot of smooth panels, not a lot of molded detail. And that may bother people because they're going in a direction to where the Masterpiece figures are starting to not match up with the previous Masterpiece figures. And that may bother people. Does it bother me that much? Not really. I don't really care because it's still a great figure. So, you know, it still looks good as far as I'm concerned. It still works as far as I'm concerned. I like it. But let's get in close here so we can take a look at that noggin. Hey there, noggin. Hi, noggin. Very nice head sculpt there. You got some yellow there. Got nice blue eyes. You got the chromed little nozzle right there next to his head. And again, overall, very nicely done. And very simplistic in its detailing. Got the chromed hand cannon there. Detailing there in the crotchal region. And again, the legs, not a whole lot of detailing going on there. And going up the back. It's a very clean transformation. I mean, the way the ladder just compresses into his body, that is amazing. That is really clever. That is cool. I love that. I love that. So there you go. Now articulation-wise, his head is on a ball joint, so you can get some wiggly-waggly movement in there. The neck is also on a hinge at the base, so you can actually have him looking down like that. You can totally look down into his own chest if you want. And, whoop, I wasn't trying to rip off his helmet. But you can have that going on. And again, you have a lot more range of movement if you actually pull the head out there. You can have him looking around the box. The box itself can rotate. It can do a full 360. Little ear wings. You can kind of angle this however you want. Little cannon next to his head is on a hinge. Angle that however you want. The arms can do a full 360 on a ratchet joint. You do have outward movement. Can't go out that far. You got a bicep swivel. You have a nice deep elbow bend. Right there, you do have a wrist swivel. The hands open and close. These four fingers are all just one piece, but they do open and close. He does have a waist swivel, which does kind of bang into things here and there. You kind of hear it when it bangs into stuff, but still, I mean, you still get a full 360 there. Just again, make sure you clear stuff right there. You don't want, especially you definitely don't want to scrape up the chrome on that bumper there. And the legs can go forward that far on a nice ratchet. Can go backwards that far. Outward movements. You can pretty much do the full splits. He does have a thigh swivel. Nice deep knee bend. And the feet can move up one click. Can move down numerous clicks due to transformation, and you have a nice deep ankle tilt there. And boop. Sometimes you can push these back in while you're messing with them. Make sure those are pushed out. Yeah, there you go. And due to transformation, he does have an ab crunch there. If that serves any purpose to you. Just make sure you lock that back in. And there you go. Now, if you don't like the cannon hand, you can give him a regular hand. You can just pop this off, and you can open up this panel right here, and then you can just flip this in and flip out the regular hand. You can get a little bit stuck sometimes. Close that up, and he can have two normal hands. If you want him to have two normal hands, hey, totally up to you. Whatever you want to do. But me, I like him with his cannon hand, his little fire hose hand, whatever you want to call it. Just plug that back in. Boop. Right there. And the saving juice effects parts can plug into the cannon hand right there. So you can squirt some saving juice. And you can also attach the saving juice effects part to the nozzle next to his head. So you can have that going on as well. So that's pretty cool. So you have that. If you don't like the chromed cannon hand, you get a non-chromed version right there. So you can just pop this off and pop the new one on. And there you go. You have a non-chromed cannon hand. And you can also use the non-chromed chest piece there. Again, if you want them to look even more cartoony, you can have that going on. So totally up to you what you want to do and how you want to display him. The only chrome you can't replace is this nozzle right here. That will stay chromed no matter what. So just plug that back in. And of course, he can hold his gun. As far as storage for the gun, there is a slot right there on his back and a little tab right there. You can just take the gun and just tab it into the small of his back there for storage, if you wish. But of course he can't hold his weapon. His finger's really tight on mine. As usual, the tab on either side, the slot in the palm. You know how these work by now, don't you? Of course you do. And he does hold that very securely. He ain't dropping that. So there you go. Now as far as other accessories, he does have a fire hose here. It's just a rubber hose with the nozzle at the end here, and you can actually open this up, and it has teeth that can attack him. I believe this was in an episode of the cartoon right there. So you can have him holding the fire hose. This doesn't actually connect to anything, I don't think. It doesn't connect to anything. No, I don't think this actually connects to anything. I think he just holds it. And you can attach the saving juice to it as well if you want to. So there you go. That was... By the way, that was just an awkward angle that I had it holding at. But anyway, you can have the saving juice attached to it there. So you have this that he can hold. He does have two of these communicators, which are not, not a whole lot to them. It's just two little gray boxes, but hey, they're communicators. And these just tab in to his forearm right there. I guess you can tab them both into one forearm, like that. If you want a conference call, you can do that. There you go. So you can totally have that going on if you want, or have one pegged on each arm. It's totally up to you. Again, if you want a conference call, I don't know what's going on there, but hey, he has two of them. You can store them in his robot mode. You can leave them in here as well for vehicle mode if you want. Just leave them stored in there. You just open up this panel, and there are just two slots right in there. And you can just take them and peg them in, or tab them in rather. Tab them in right there. Close that up. There you go. Boom. Storage. Hooray for storage. One little issue with mine is that this panel here doesn't like to close all the way. You can see a little gap here. On this side, it closes up just fine, but on this side, for some reason, it just doesn't want to stay closed all the way. It just kind of pushes itself open a little bit. That kind of sucks, but oh well, not the end of the world. Just a minor little issue. So there you have that. Now, another thing you get is an optional helmet. And again, this is one of his many cartoon helmets, because in some episodes of the cartoon, he had that helmet. In some episodes of the cartoon, he had this helmet. And I think there's even a picture in the instructions where he has yet another helmet. So, as I've said in the past, one thing that the G1 cartoon was not famous for was consistency. So, things just change sometimes from scene to scene. So, you get both versions of his helmets. And you also do get alternate faces. Now, he does have just the regular stern face there. He does have a happy face, so he can be happy for now. Right there. He has another stern face, and there's a reason why he has two stern faces. We'll get into that in a little bit. And he has angry face, so he can be angry for now. So you have that. Now, the way this works is, you just want to slide the helmet forward. That's how you remove the helmet. Let's bring all this forward here to just make this a little bit easier. And then you just pop off the face. Now, these two faces right here, if you notice, they have these bits that stick out of the sides. And these faces are meant to go with this helmet, because you can see the helmet also has those angled parts on the sides as well. So these two faces are meant to go, as I drop things. I'm a professional. I really am. No, I'm not. I'm not at all. These two faces are meant to go with this helmet. These faces will not fit in this helmet because they don't have those angled parts. You cannot slide the helmet on. So, just to show you, if I plug the angry face on and try to use this helmet, it just won't work because the clearance isn't there because of those little angled bits that stick out. So you can't use these faces with this helmet. You can use all of the faces with this helmet though. So if you want to use, you know, the happy face, you can use the happy face with this helmet if you want. And that works just fine. Hey, hi. So you can have that going on. And you can also use, I wasn't trying to rip his face off. But you can also use these faces with this helmet if you want as well. So you can use all four faces for this helmet, but you can't use them all for this helmet. Unfortunately. Which does kind of suck, but totally up to you. Right there. You know what? We'll leave him happy. We'll leave him happy for now. And there is one more accessory, but we'll get to that in a little bit. But now, full comparison. Here he is with Masterpiece Side Swipe. So you can see how he scales there. Here he is with Masterpiece Ironhide. So you can see they're pretty much the same heights right there. Here he is with MP-10. You can see he's a bit shorter, as he should be. So you have that. There he is with Make Toys Hellfire. They're not Masterpiece, not Inferno. So you can see how they look together. And you can see these two are going for totally different aesthetics here. You can see how they look together. And here he is with G1 Inferno because it's pressure. Saving juice pressure. So there you go. Now the last accessory is this optional chest piece right here that has this trans-clearing rig attached to it. And what is this for, you may ask? Well, I'm going to show you. This is kind of fun though. Now we just remove this piece right here. Put that off to the side. And we plug this in. Now this is meant for Red Alert, but I never got Red Alert. I have Sideswipe, they're the exact same mold, so it will work with him as well. But you have this going on here. And what you do is you just take him, you kind of bring his arm back, bring his legs up here, and he just nestles right into this little rig right here, like that. And you just kind of get in front of his arms. Actually, let me get the gun out of his hand. Get that out of the way. And you just kind of get in front of those arms under him here. And you can just have Inferno carrying his friend. You kind of have to bring his hips back a click here. Come on. There we go. Bring his hips back a click just to counter the weight there. And there you go. And now he can carry his friend. You know, again, it's that case of, hey, here's an accessory to recreate one scene from one episode of the cartoon, but hey, it's something you can do. You can now carry his friend to safety, and you can see how all that just kind of nestles right under him perfectly. You see how that works there. So yeah, you can just carry his friend around. So there you go. Another thing to note as well, the saving juice can also attach to his gun, so you can give him a super soaker. Hey, it's totally up to you what you want to do with the saving juice. So there you go. And yeah, that's pretty much it for Masterpiece Inferno. Very cool figure, very nicely done. I love the engineering with the ladder, how the ladder just compresses and just tucks away into the body. That is awesome. Very, very clever. I love that. Very nice figure. Like I said, the aesthetic may not vibe with everybody because this is super cartoony. Just like I said, you know, just a lot of flat panels, not a whole lot of molded detail. They're going way more for the cartoony look with Inferno. And granted, they did kind of do that with Ironhide as well. As you can see, there's not a whole lot going on with Ironhide detail-wise either, and also with Hot Rod. So they are kind of leaning more towards animation model. And, you know, as I said, that might not vibe with everybody because it's not going to match up perfectly with the previous Masterpiece figures, but this is what they're doing, so that's what they're doing. But overall, very cool figure, very nicely done. One other thing to talk about is just the tires. The tires are plastic. Whether or not that's a good or bad thing totally depends on you and your tastes. But the tires are plastic. Die-cast-wise, I don't know if there's any die-cast in this guy. I have not been able to find anything that's actually die-cast on him. There might be something that I'm missing, but I'm not sure. I really don't know if there's die-cast in him. There might be somewhere, and I'm just not seeing it. But yeah, I'm not totally sure about that. But as I said, all in all, though, he's a very cool figure, and I do quite like him. So there you go. So if you would like a Masterpiece Inferno or any other Masterpiece toys, you can always check out BigBadToyStore.com for availability. There will be a link in the description down below, so check that out. You can also check out my Masterpiece playlist for any reviews you may have missed, also linked in the description down below, so check that out as well. And I think that's it, so don't forget to check out EmGo's, check out Lori Plan, follow me on Twitter, all that good stuff down in the description below. And I think that's pretty much all there is to say. So, there is the Takara Transformers MP-33 Masterpiece Inferno. And this is EmGo saying, remember, you don't stop playing because you grow old because you stop playing. Be geek, be proud, palm in your face. Don't worry, buddy. I got you. Everything's gonna be alright. I'll get you to safety. Inferno, Inferno, Inferno. What? What? We don't have time to talk right now. I'm trying to save your life. Dude, I just stubbed my toe. Well, it looked like it really hurt. Well, yeah, I did, but I'm fine now. I'm good. No. Alright. I'm gonna carry you anyway. Oh, Primus.